Now that we have that, let's move on to steps for drawing a box plot. Step 1, determine the lower and upper fences. Step 2, draw a number line long enough to cover min and max. Insert vertical lines at Q1, the median, and Q3. Enclose these vertical lines in a box. Step 3, label the lower and upper fences with a temporary mark. Step 4, draw a line from Q1 to the smallest data value that is larger than the lower fence. Draw a line from Q3 to the largest data value that is smaller than the upper fence. These lines are called whiskers. Step 5, plot outliers. Mark with an asterisk. Remove the temporary marks labeling the fences. So I'd like you to construct a box plot of the finishing times of the men in the 60 to 64-year-old group from up above. So step 1 is to determine the lower and upper fences. So the lower fence is Q1, which was 26.06 minus 1.5 times your IQR. Well, your IQR is Q3 minus Q1, which is 11.18. So we're going to take that times 11.8, subtract it from 26.06, and we get our lower fence to be 9.29. Our upper fence, we take Q3 plus the 1.5 times 11.8 to get us 54.01. So step 1 is to determine the lower and upper. Step 2 is to draw a number line long enough that covers the min and max, which this one does, and then insert vertical lines over Q1, M, and Q3. So Q1 was 26.06, so about there. The median was 30.95, so about there. And Q3 was 37.24. And then step 2 is to close this off. So draw a line. The next step, label the upper and lower fences with a temporary mark. So I'm going to do this in red. So lower fence is about here, 9.29. Upper is about here. Step 4, draw a line from Q1 to the smallest data value that's larger than this. The min is 19.95, and that is larger than that. So we can connect that. The largest data value is 54.63, which is actually higher than this. So we need the next highest value. That's going to be a 49.17. So it's going to be right there. The next step is to plot outliers. So this max of 54.63 is an outlier. So that's about there, a little closer to the line, but it's hard to write with this. And it says remove the temporary marks. So now we can remove the red line. So that is a box plot for the finishing times. So we've seen distributions for histograms. This is skewed left, symmetric or bell-shaped, and then skewed right. We can have box plots that correspond. So if it's skewed left, the left whisker will be longer, and the median is right of center in the box. So it's more on the right side. If it's symmetric, the whiskers are about even, and the median is in the middle of the box. And then if it's skewed right, the left whisker is shorter than the right. So we have a long right whisker, and the median is left on the center of the box. The table below shows the red blood cell mass for 14 rats sent into space and for 14 rats that were not sent into space. Construct side-by-side box plots for red blood cell mass for the flight group and control group. Does it appear that the space flight affects the rat's red blood cell mass? So let's figure out what your 5-number summary is for your flight and then your control. So go ahead and figure that out. Same process as above. So I'm just going to list these. So if you do not get these, recheck your numbers. But min should be 6.69. Q1 is 7. Your median is 7.7. Q3 is 8.64. Your max is 9.79. Let's figure out our IQR, our lower fence, and our upper fence. IQR is Q3 minus Q1, so 8.64 minus 7 is 1.64. Lower fence, so 7 minus 1.5 times 1.64 is 4.54. Our upper fence is 8.64 plus 1.5 times 1.64, which is 11.1. And then the control, our min is 6.99, Q1 7.44, median 8.57, Q3 9.14, your max is 9.94, your IQR, Q3 minus Q1 is 1.70, your lower fence is 7.44 minus 1.5 times 1.7, which is 4.89. And your upper fence is 9.14 plus 1.5 times 1.7, which is 11.69. So step 1 was to determine the lower and upper fences, which we did. Step 2 is to draw the number line and then Q1 through Q3. So I'm going to label this as 6, 7, 8, 9, and I'm going to add another one here, so 10. So I'm going to do the flight first. So Q1 is 7. Median is 7.7, about here. Q3 is 8.64. Then enclose it. Okay, now we want to label the upper and lower fences with a temporary mark. Lower fence is 4 point, so somewhere over here. I'm not too concerned because our min is 6.69, so I'm not too worried about that. And then same thing for this, our max is 9.79. So now we can plot to our lowest. 6.69 is about here, and our highest is 9.79. So this is for your flight. And let's do control in red. So we have control is about 7.4, or yep, 7.4 is your Q1. Median is 8.57, 9.14. And then our min is higher than our lower fence, so that's not an outlier, so you can plot that. And then our max is lower than our upper fence, so that's not an outlier, so you can plot that. So we have no outliers. So go back to the question. Does it appear that the space flight affects the red blood cell? I would say yes, because you can see here our control, the flight, the red blood cell, a majority has moved to the left. So yes, it reduced the red blood cells. If you have any questions, please email me or post to the discussion board. Thank you.